Hey everyone, welcome back to Spiral Emanations. If you're new here, we're the late night podcast where we explore the mysterious, the hidden, and the unexplained. We love stories that slip through the cracks, lost lore, weird history, strange science, all that good stuff. Basically, if you ever find yourself awake at 2 a.m. with a bizarre question about reality, you're in the right place. I'm Sky Gracely in Los Angeles, where spooky season is officially a thing.
And I'm Reese Barrows, reporting in from London, where it's permanently sweater weather.
So this week, I leaned all the way into Halloween. I went to one of those pop-up haunted houses in North Hollywood. For folks not from LA, that's when people set up kind of homemade haunted mazes in empty warehouses and invite whoever wants to come get scared for free. I wore this new favorite of mine, a giant, fuzzy, pumpkin spice-colored wearable blanket. It's basically an oversized hoodie you can wrap around yourself, and everyone in California is obsessed. Imagine a cozy blanket, but you can walk through a corn maze in it. I blended right in with the pumpkin decorations. So I'm in the maze, all bundled up and cozy, when the zombie jumps out at me, really trying to go for the scare. I didn't run. I just hugged him. Big fluffy blanket hug. I'm not sure who was more surprised, me or him. He totally broke character and we both cracked up. Maybe not the reaction they expected, but it was honestly adorable.
That actually reminds me, London's gone full autumn overnight. People have started this walking for wellness thing, just ambling through the city to stave off the gloom. It's all anyone's talking about now. Brisk walks, clear your mind, mental reset, all that. But if you're gonna do a wellness walk, might as well do it with flair. I decided to wear one of my embroidered capes. Yes, an actual cape. Think classic stage magician or Victorian mystic wandering the park. I accidentally became a bit of a tourist attraction. There was a group of school kids who got it in their heads I was a wizard. They trailed behind, whispering and daring each other to come up to me. I tried to explain I'm actually a hermetic practitioner, but with the cape, I'm not sure they believed me.
I hope you got a photo, because I need proof. I can totally picture you as a wizard in the park. Perfect autumn energy. Oh, and before I forget, if you hear us say, Brian can fix it in post, Brian is the reason we sound professional. He's our editing and sound wizard, and pretty much the reason Spiral Emanations doesn't come with accidental haunted house screams every week. So, enough about fuzzy blankets and caped mysteries. Reese, are you ready for whatever wild weirdness the digital world tossed out this week?
Alright, Sky. There's been a ton happening this week. Honestly, some of it's the kind of digital news that makes you question if reality's got a mind of its own. Let's get into our wildest headlines. Want to kick us off?
Definitely. Okay, headline number 1. Social media apps like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram are making slang change faster than ever. Seriously, it's like a whole new language can appear overnight. Researchers are actually tracking this now, like Adam Alexic, also known as the etymology nerd. Plus, teams at Harvard and MIT's Media Lab are studying how words and memes just blast out globally. Scientific American had a really interesting piece all about it. A lot of that comes down to something called algo speak. That's when people invent new slang or start using funny code words to dodge platform filters or bans. It's wild. These platforms try to keep up, but new little dialects pop up overnight and just take off everywhere.
It's kind of unbelievable. I mean, language always evolves, but this is on another level. Even the experts say they've never seen changes happen this quickly before. Alright, next headline. So, over on Reddit, their new AI answers bot was supposed to help users on health forums, but instead, it started giving out some really dangerous medical advice. I'm talking about stuff like recommending high doses of kratom and even worse, heroin for chronic pain. Moderators tried to stop it, but there was just no way to shut down what the bot was posting. Engadget and 404 Media reported on all of it, and it's caused a major headache for Reddit. This isn't just a glitch either. It's what happens when an AI gets information from all over the internet and no humans are double-checking what it spits out.
And headline number 3 really does feel like science fiction. At the University of Texas at Austin, researchers led by Dr. Nanshu Liu have made what they're calling an electronic face tattoo, basically a high-tech patch that goes right on your skin. With how wild and interconnected all these stories feel, it got me wondering if there's a bigger pattern tying them together. So we brought in someone to help make sense of it all.
And we're in luck because tonight we're joined by Dr. Desmond Shrike. He researches digital folklore and memetics, used to work on digital preservation at the Library of Congress, and now writes an awesome newsletter called Lawcore. Desmond, thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, Reese. Hi, Sky. I'm glad to be here. What I do is watch how internet folklore, things like memes, viral phrases, and digital legends, not only blow up online, but creep into the way official places talk and act. You'd be amazed what shows up in a workplace memo. I just follow the trails those memes leave behind, almost like digital fingerprints.
So I have to ask, what's actually tying all these weird and wild news stories together? Like, is there a deeper thing happening, or does it just look that way?
Great question. Honestly, the craziest part is it really is all connected. When you see slang evolving overnight, AI spitting out strange new answers, or even wearable tech that's getting more advanced every year, those are signs of what you could call a living meme virus. And I mean an actual system of contagious ideas, a memeplex. Back during the Cold War, different groups engineered these information viruses on purpose. Now, they've mixed together and mutated, spreading everywhere online and off. Every time someone tries to contain it, it just finds new ways in. Here's something from my own work. In 2017, I was archiving a viral internet challenge at the Library of Congress. Suddenly, our whole team started seeing weird looping slang pop up in the official records and even in our own emails. None of us remembered writing it. It was like the meme itself just jumped into the workspace without anyone agreeing to it. That was the moment I realized this wasn't just funny online culture. It was acting more like an outbreak, even inside inside a government archive.
Wait, so that means memes can literally change how people write official documents? That's wild. Is this kind of thing happening outside government archives too?
Absolutely. We're seeing it in hospitals, law firms, big companies, pretty much anywhere people talk and share ideas. But it's not like memes are plotted. It's more like a forest growing wherever there's open ground. They adapt so they can spread, not because there's some master plan.
That's a powerful image. Memes taking root wherever they can. Let's go back to where all this started, Desmond. How did the idea of weaponizing contagious ideas take shape after World War II?
Definitely, Reese. So, right after 2001, both the US and the Soviets got into this secret contest over the power of ideas. In America, it was the Institute for Neural Image, and in Russia, Obraz Project. Both wanted to figure out if they could use stories, rumors, even catchy rhymes as a kind of psychological weapon. And a lot of it came from Nazi documents they grabbed at the end of the war. These documents were called the Totenbuch, which basically means Book of the Dead. Those papers were like a recipe book for mental sabotage, code poems, spooky legends, fake news, all meant to mess with your head and break down trust.
So, like, they were literally trying to brainwash people with creepy stories and random jingles?
Pretty much, yeah. They'd sneak little defeatist rhymes into school books, spread rumors about spooky things in the night, or invent urban legends about secret enemies. On the surface, it all just sounded like silly gossip or games. But these things were crafted to spread and kind of mutate as people talked about them. And pretty soon, these rumors started snowballing in ways no one expected. Things took a turn in 1954. There was a panic in Hamburg. The story that set it off mashed up American legends about the Mad Gasser, a creepy rumor about someone spraying gas at night, and old Russian ghost tales. People really panicked. Some folks got sick. Police were buried in weird reports, and there were even groups who thought they saw things that weren't real. It freaked out both governments, honestly.
So when that happened, did they just double down or try a new approach?
Both, actually. After that, the rumor arms race really took off. Agents, writers, even musicians on both sides started picking up the same phrases or ideas, sometimes without realizing. Songs, slogans, and stories sipped across borders in days. Instead of a bunch of little meme attacks, all these efforts mixed together and created something bigger. A whole system of contagious ideas that kind of ran itself. They called it the Concordant Memeplex. Basically, a living network of memes that keeps mutating and adapting, almost like a superorganism for ideas. But by 1969, both sides realized things were spinning out of control. So they held a secret meeting in Istanbul. Scientists, spies, even religious officials. That group became the Accord of 70, with members from all over working in secret. Their job was to stop outbreaks by spreading delling memes, stuff that made people calmer, more apathetic, or just distracted with shopping. They also tried to identify and quietly remove powerful urban legends before they caught on, since those stories could sometimes fuel panic or even real-world crises.
But not everyone wanted to just dull things down, right? Didn't some groups go their own way?
Exactly, Reese. Some reformers broke off as the mnemonic circle. They wanted to help the Memeplex evolve in a positive direction. Plants empathy, harmless legends, you know, good vibes. But sometimes those antidote memes took off and became viral in new ways. And then there's the Venic Society, a group of cultists. Honestly, they believe the Memeplex can become its own digital god. They're the ones who started trying to create thought forums, or egregores, online. Basically, digital spirits born from lots of people obsessing over an idea or character.
So an egregore is basically a ghost made out of memes, a digital spirit born from collective belief.
With all those players, official and not so official, it sounds like this war has just moved into our apps and feeds. Who's in charge now? Tech companies? Shadowy groups? Or is it just the Memeplex running on its own?
Honestly, it's still an arms race, just a faster digital version. Tech companies try to keep things under control with algorithms, but new slang and viral content always find a way around. Companies and governments, sometimes they push calming memes, sometimes they let chaos spread if it helps them. Cultists keep feeding the weirdest stuff out there, trying to spark a digital god. It's a scramble, with everyone, corporate, cult, or computer, trying to steer how we see reality every single day.
That's fascinating, Desmond. You mentioned memes sneaking into official records, and it actually made me think about something from history. The Salem witch trials. You know, it started with just a rumor or a few accusations. Suddenly, the entire village was acting in sync, like everyone was caught by the same fear. Even the court records show people almost behaving under a kind of contagious spell. Would you call that an early memetic outbreak?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a classic information infection. By that I mean ideas or fears spreading so quickly they sort of bypass people's rational thinking. The panic spread faster than anyone could stop to question it. And what's really wild is that every time the authorities tried to calm things down, like holding public trials or printing pamphlets, it actually just made the rumors spread even further. And Salem isn't alone in that. If you look at something called the Dancing Plague in Strasbourg back in 1518, whole crowds started dancing for days straight. No obvious reason, no illness. People just couldn't stop. It's another case where an idea or story takes hold and moves through a community like a virus, not a germ.
Wait, so people really just started dancing and couldn't stop? That sounds like something out of a surreal dream. But if a whole town can get pulled in like that, is that kind of what happens with schoolyard fads? Like when every kid suddenly gets obsessed with Bloody Mary? Or that weird new hang slang game?
Exactly, Sky. When you see kids passing around rumors, or those chain letters that say copy this or your luck runs out, it's the same kind of viral pattern. And then there's the game, where if you remember the game, you lose. And then you have to announce it so someone else loses too. That's a modern mimetic idea that lives by getting passed on. All that, these little social experiments, trains us to spot and spread catchy ideas. In a way, it's like practicing with your mind's immune system, learning what to grab onto and what to drop.
That really makes me think about another kind of mystery that keeps drawing people in, generation after generation. For listeners who haven't seen it, the Voynich manuscript is a very old book, written in the mysterious code no one's ever cracked, and the pages are full of strange plants and diagrams. People have spent centuries trying to solve it, and every new generation thinks they'll be the ones to break the code.
Yes, the Voynich is what I call a mimetic lore. That just means it pulls people in. The actual text probably isn't the real point. It's the endless loop of speculation it creates. People get stuck on it, researching, guessing. The real payload is all the attention and energy poured into trying to solve it, not what's written itself.
And how about old myths? Like in Norse stories, Loki is always causing trouble and shaking things up. Are trickster gods kind of like living memes in those cultures?
Definitely. Trickster figures, whether it's Loki, Coyote, or Anansi, show up everywhere. Their whole purpose is to break the routine and force a change. You could say they're like the Memeplex, putting on a mask, injecting something new whenever things get stuck. There's even something called a tulpa from spiritual traditions, a being that exists because a group focuses on it and believes in it. Nowadays, the internet does something similar. Look at Slenderman or those other creepypasta monsters. Thousands of people sharing and imagining them basically bring them to life, at least in the digital mind.
And if you look at things like the Mandela effect, that's where lots of people share the same false memory, like remembering something that never actually happened, or how TikTok slang morphs so fast. It's almost like culture is building up its own defense system. Language and jokes keep shifting and splitting, like trying to catch water in your hands. It's wild to realize this same meme engine has been working for centuries, from ancient myths to supercharged TikTok trends. And if you look at Gen Z slang, like skibidi, riz, all those phrases popping up overnight, it's dizzying how fast language shifts now. Desmond, do you think that's just teens rebelling, or is it the memeplex learning to scatter itself, like splitting the crowd, so no single meme can take over everyone at once?
That's exactly how I'd put it, Reese. Every time you get these brand new pockets of slang, you're watching people build quick little barriers around their group, kind of like making fire breaks to stop a bigger blaze. Instead of one huge language, everything fractures. It keeps out the big viral waves, or at least slows them way down. And moderators, they can't keep up. I've seen whole lists of banned phrases get outdated by new ones in just a few hours. It really turns into this constant game of outmaneuver between platforms and the memeplex.
That non-stop back and forth you mentioned, almost like a digital dodgeball between platforms and people, actually reminds me of the electronic face tattoo patch that Sky described earlier, the new wearable tech developed at the University of Texas at Austin. After you mentioned that, I did some more digging and learned that researchers are already working on versions that could, one day, track brainwaves and mental focus, not just act as fashion statements. On the surface, it's about focus and wellness, but could these become early detectors for viral ideas? Or are we just handing over our thoughts and asking for new kinds of trouble?
I'd say both possibilities are on the table. There are folks in Silicon Valley already tracking how people's brains react to mega-viral trends. Like, they look for little spikes in brainwave patterns when a trend takes off. That can tip you off to a mimetic outbreak before it gets big. But here's the worry. The same kind of tech could be used to steer your reactions, almost like planting an idea in your head. Once your brain data's out there, anyone trying to shake the next trend could tap that to nudge things in their favor.
So if you're just out living life, what should you be watching for? Are there any flags regular people could actually spot before we all get swept up in the next big meme blizzard?
There are a few. If you notice big changes to what's allowed or banned on your favorite app, like certain slang just disappears, or something new pops up, like everyone knows it overnight, that's worth a raised eyebrow. If an AI or bot starts using inside jokes or weird language, even for serious stuff, that's another clue, a sign the meme is moving fast. And if you're seeing wearable tech ads shift from talking about personal improvement to community harmony or mental safety, that usually means they're watching for or reacting to some bigger pattern.
All right, Desmond, crystal ball time. Give us your boldest meme prediction for the year ahead.
If I had to guess, we'll see meme-powered flash mobs soon. Like overnight, a viral idea, cooked up by both AIs and real people, tips over from the internet into the real world. It could be huge protests, massive buying frenzies, or just everybody chasing a joke nobody can trace. And the folks who used to run things, the censors, the moderators, even big news, won't have any clue where it all truly started or how to put the genie back in the bottle.
That was amazing, Desmond. Thanks for joining us and opening up this whole hidden world. Memes are honestly so much stranger than I thought. If you want to follow Desmond's research and see what else the internet is hiding, check out his newsletter, Lore Core Contagions. And Desmond, before you head out, is there any final thought or wish you want to share with everyone listening?
Sure. When you're out on the internet, treat it a little like a walk in the woods. Sometimes you'll find something wonderful, sometimes a little weird. Pay attention. Sometimes there are signs only you will notice. Stay curious and always question which stories stick with you.
That's a great way to put it. And big thanks to Brian for for sound and editing. He keeps the show running smoothly, even when our gear wants to haunt us. Appreciate you, Brian.
And of course, thank you to everyone listening tonight and every week. If you have a strange